Well, one of the things about being in Naples is that there are so many places to see,
Right.
venues to visit, activities. And if you're a foodie or a wine enthusiast,
Oh, my goodness.
I think we've got it covered.
Oh, we sure do.
But one of the things is, how do you find all of the places to go?
I know a fun way.
Oh, tell me a fun way, and let's think about how we can participate.
Well, what we're going to do this morning is we're going to take a trolley around Naples.
So the Naples Trolley runs pretty much every day, all day long, from
Right.
8:30 till about 5 or 5:30, and it will take us all around the city of Naples and up even further north than the city,
Right.
to see most of the highlights
Right.
that are available for you in Naples. Well, welcome back to the channel. I'm Terry with MVP Realty,
I'm Rich with MVP Realty.
and as we said, we're going to be getting on this wonderful Naples Trolley, which is a really fun way, whether you live here or whether you're visiting, to see some of the traditional sites of Naples. And we should point out a couple things that
Yeah.
people might expect and you want to look out for as we take you on this trolley tour with us today. So this trolley tour is going to take us in some of the traditional areas of Naples.
Right.
So we're going to be up and down the coast, closer to the areas that have been built out for a while that are near the shoreline.
Right.
And that has some implications for what we're going to see today.
It does. Remember, going back about 10 months, we had a hurricane, and that was a hurricane that delivered a lot of surge water and a lot
It really was a storm that affected the coastline
Right.
in Naples much more than it affected all the inland communities.
Right. It was
And
much
that doesn't
more
always
water.
happen that way, but
Right.
that's just what happened in 2022.
Right. It was devastating for a lot of people that were up along the coastline.
So as we tour today on the trolley, you're going to see some of the beautiful landscapes of Naples. You're going to see new construction because there's still a boom and growth here.
Oh, my goodness.
There's such demand and interest in the area, and you're going to see what it is about the area that's just so beautiful. The streets lined with palms and really, really very nice homes, some historic, some very new. And yet when we're right near the coast, we're going to be able to show you that even 10 months past a hurricane, there is a lot of reconstruction still happening.
Right. A lot of it has been reopened and is back to normal, even some just as much as just a couple of weeks ago. But there's some areas, some buildings that they're working very hard to get it ready for this upcoming season.
So stay with us through the tour, and you're going to see that balance that we have of what's back and what's coming back.
Right.
And we'll be able to show that to you right from the vantage point of the trolley.
Right.
Now, if you find something today that's interesting and helpful to you, we'll ask you to give this video a thumbs up,
Yep.
and thumbs up for Naples.
Absolutely.
And what about subscribing?
And you can subscribe, and right now we're running a sale. It doesn't cost you anything, and the only thing that does is it just tells you Rich and Terry just posted up another video.
Right, it helps us to understand too, when you give us feedback through your comments and your thumbs up, what videos and topics are most of interest to you and people who are like you, who are looking for the Naples lifestyle
Right.
and looking to sell or buy a home here in Naples. And we can continue to bring you more of the types of topics that are most helpful to you. So we appreciate that feedback, and if you subscribe and turn on notifications, as you said, Rich, people will be among the first to know every time we post a new episode to this channel.
Right.
And for now, we need to get on the trolley and start taking our tour.
Let's go.
All right.
City. Now, Tin City just celebrated its 100-year anniversary not terribly long ago, just a couple of weeks ago. And back in the day, this was basically used as a clam shelling oyster processing plant. It was also used as fishermen's warehouses. So if you notice, there are 7 metal buildings that do make up Tin City, but 7 tin roofs is actually how Tin City got its fame. Now, by 1976, right, so those multicolored buildings off to your right, that is where we're heading to next. That is called the Bayfront place. This is the Gordon River. And a quick, simple story about the Gordon River. It was actually named after Roger Gordon. Now, Roger Gordon set up the fisherman's camp. This is the Bayfront place, folks. Off to our right, again, a beautiful Bayfront Inn Hotel. Location, location, location. Sits right off Fifth Avenue, sits right across from Tin City, sits right across from the Gordon River. All about location. Also, they do have a very fine restaurant up there where the tiki huts and the umbrellas are located. Caddy corner to us, that is called the Cabana, just a great spot, as you can see, to enjoy cocktails with your friends and your family. Now, during season, again, hearkening back to season, if you got here after 2 o'clock, you would never ever find a seat here. I promise you that.
Well, here we are hopping off the
Right.
trolley. And
This is
this
the
is
first
one of
stop.
the fun things. It's not the first stop of the trolley, but we're going to find that as we go around town, some stops are sort of informational and some are more significant where you can get off and either enjoy a breakfast, a lunch, a treat, shopping, whatever it might be. And Bayfront is one of those areas.
Oh, this is a fun place. You got a nice view of the boats and the water, and you have a lot of restaurants. We're going to go and get ourselves a cup of coffee and a cup of tea.
And there are a number of restaurants here. So
There
if
is.
you come along later in the day on the trolley, you can stop off for lunch for Mexican or at the tavern.
Right.
And there are always, as is inevitable in a town like ours, some turnover with regard to restaurants.
There
so
is.
check out what's here. There are some new concepts coming all the time, but this is a really successful mixed use type of a development. There are residences up above retail
Right.
and shops and restaurants, and the restaurants are really what seems to do very, very well.
Oh, it brings a lot of people in. This is a fun place to be.
And there's this bar on the water, this
Yeah.
sort of like tiki looking bar
Right.
that year in and year out is a perennial favorite. And if you come
Absolutely.
later in the day, it is going to be
Right.
crowded. I think that Steve, the
Oh.
tour director here, definitely
Our
nailed
tour
it.
guide. Yep, absolutely. It's a fun place to come, but in season you better get here early if you want to sit out by the boats.
That's right. Now, again, we can't get off at every stop, but I think this was a good one to hop off. And if you're on the trolley tour, what will happen is basically you step off in a place like this, and in an hour, the next trolley will
Right.
come
Right.
and pick you back up. And you'll have a sticker. You can show them your sticker and hop right back on. And we're going to see where the adventure takes us throughout the day. But for us, this is the first time we're getting off, and
Right.
we should go get that coffee and tea.
Let's do it.
All right.
We got an hour.
Well, I do enjoy breakfast stops.
They're fun, and this is a great place to go. We've come here every now and then.
I think
to EJ.
people of our
Sometimes
viewers have
yeah,
seen us here
That's
in
right.
the past.
So we've met some customers here, and it's a great launching off place to go see some real estate in Naples.
Absolutely. And when we come out and have a coffee or a tea, we'll do some planning for our week for real estate. And this is one of those locally owned places that
Right.
we like to come.
Yep.
And there are so many locally owned, especially breakfast and coffee shops
Oh, yeah.
here.
Yep.
You don't have to go to a big chain if you don't want to.
Right.
If you love them, we have them.
Yep.
But it's really fun to be able to support our local businesses who really invest a lot in our community.
And I'll tell you, some of these guys really know how to cook.
They do. So I think we'll have a nice breakfast while we're here.
Right.
And the trolley will be back in about an hour. So we have time to relax, enjoy it. I've got my tea, but I went cold.
You want cold? I have some hot coffee here.
Cheers.
Bye.
Enjoy your breakfast, and we'll see you back on the trolley.
Again, this is the Mercato, folks. By the way, every third Sunday of the month, they block this whole little area off, and they have a beautiful car show that they do put on.
here is another really nice stop on our trolley tour.
Yeah, this is the Mercato shopping center, and there's a lot of nice restaurants and places to visit in here.
Well, this is a really cool spot because it's a really mixed-use type of a development. There are residences
Right.
up above the storefronts and the restaurants.
Right.
There are some office buildings here.
There's office
There's
buildings.
shared business space for entrepreneurs who want to have a place to come and do some work.
Right.
So the shared space is here. There's a movie theater. And I think, as you said, most popular are the restaurants.
The restaurants.
And you can come here for probably almost any kind of cuisine that you like,
Oh, yeah.
casual to fancy.
Absolutely.
Lunch to dinner, or even breakfast, because they have the coffee
They
shop
have
up
the
here.
coffee shop, and then they have ice cream.
Oh,
and
ice cream. We
there's
might
a-
have to stop for ice cream before we get back on the
I
trolley.
wonder why you wanted to stop here.
Well, you're the ice cream guy, so I thought it would be only fair that you'd want your ice cream from Kilwins.
Oh yes, excellent ice
You know,
cream.
and actually, speaking of Kilwins, one of the things that's nice about Mercato, which is toward the north side of Naples and kind of one of the northern points on the trolley tour,
Right.
is that for people who live in all of these sort of mid to north Naples communities, there are some connections to favorite places that were originally downtown
Downtown.
only, and now, rather than always going downtown,
Right.
people can access their favorite, like
Right.
Kilwins ice cream,
Right.
or like the Bartulia,
Right.
and we see restaurants bringing their menus up here and kind of offering something at a new location.
Yep.
And then there's also Whole Foods.
There is.
So Whole
Grocery
Foods
store.
is another great opportunity which you could get prepared foods, you
Right.
can do your grocery shopping. There's some great restaurants up in the front like Capitol Grill for a special occasion.
Right.
So it's kind of neat that the trolley took us here.
And new ones are opening up all the time. There's going to be a couple of
yes.
new ones coming here in the fall.
That's right.
And one of them is actually going to have a Swedish cuisine. Yeah.
We'll have to come check that out again.
Absolutely.
So it's never a bad day to get off the trolley and take a little walk around, depending on what time your trolley gets here. Whether you want to stop and have lunch and then get back on, or just do a little bit of walking and stretching.
Right.
And there are always community events here as well. So if you're here not on the trolley tour but just to visit, Mercato is definitely a place whose schedule you want to check out for movie nights, car shows.
Right, there's car shows here. I think about once a month they,
Wow,
they
that's
cut
pretty
it-
nice.
shut off the street and they have a car show.
So there are many reasons, and I'm glad we took a few minutes to check it out. We always enjoy it, and I do think ice cream or something should be on our agenda today,
Yeah, but first we'll give you a little look around and show you what it's about.
right? And then pretty soon we'll be getting back on the trolley to continue our tour.
Yep, talk to you later.
Basically the way we know it today in 1976. And a beautiful little walkway. One day Venetian, we just wanted to bring a little Venetian to Naples Port. And I remember when I got down here, from time to time, there would actually be a man in a gondola going up and down. You don't know what happened to him, but every time I would come over with a tour, you'd be blaring Dean Martin. He gave it that Italian oomph to it.
Well, here is yet another fun stop on the trolley tour.
Right.
We are at the Village on Venetian Bay.
Oh, this is a really fun place too.
Now this is a set of shops. There are like 45 shops and restaurants here, surrounded on three sides by water.
That's
the bay
the fun
water.
part, is the nice water, yeah.
That's right. And so it does have that vibe of Venice.
Right.
And everything, you know, in and around water.
Right.
And you're going to find some very nice upscale shops, some terrific restaurants. And one of the things I really like about the layout here is that the restaurants tend to be on the water-facing sides of this shopping
Yeah,
area.
it really does give this area a real unique setting.
It does. And whether you want to hop off the trolley, well, maybe you didn't get off at Mercato like we did, and you might not have gotten your lunch or ice cream there.
Right.
You can get off here.
You sure can.
Have a lunch, have a snack. Ben and
Right.
Jerry's, the ice cream shop here, is right behind us.
Uh-huh.
There are lots of options here, or you can browse.
Right.
And some of the same shops that are popular downtown on 3rd Street South or 5th Avenue have
They're
other
back up
outlets
over
up
here.
here as well.
Sure.
So if you're near Park Shore Drive, this might be a convenient spot. And again, I'd say get off from the trolley, walk around, see what you like, and then it's a great idea to come back.
Come on back for dinner. Yeah.
Come back for dinner, enjoy it. The M Waterfront Grill is behind us.
Oh, that's a real nice.
That's
place.
a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
There are Bayshore Inn.
Right.
There's T. Michael's.
Mhm.
So, and Miramar. There's Fish Company. There are a number of different restaurants here.
We haven't been to all of them yet.
You can't get to every restaurant in Naples. I just don't think it's possible.
It's not.
But what a nice, beautiful landscaped, treed area. It's
Right.
very relaxing here. And it's another fun stop if you have time and can hop off the trolley to check it out.
That's right. We don't just have Fifth Avenue. We have Mercato. We have Venetian Village. It's really nice.
That's right. And I think coming and going from this area, you also see some of the unique architecture of Naples and some of the residential areas nearby that really depict how the development of Naples happened through the decades.
Right.
So you can see what the architectural trends and styles were like. There are some beautifully restored homes. There are some homes that have definitely been more original.
Sure.
And then you can see more of the condos that have grown up in this area along the beaches.
Right.
That really help make this accessible to a lot of people.
It certainly has evolved over the past 30 years. It's really incredible.
Right.
We haven't lived here that long, but we've seen how much it's changed in the 17 years that we've been here.
That's right. But this is definitely a stop worth making. So maybe we'll check it out a little bit, see what's available to everybody if they hop off the trolley at the village and the shops at Venetian Bay.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, so coming up on our right here in a moment, this is the Playa Beach Resort. And you can see how much work they still have to do. There's what Hurricane Ian did. But again, they're moving along, slow and steady. Now, the La Playa Beach Resort first opened in 1968. It was actually the very first high-rise beach resort built here in Naples, Florida. And right now, to my knowledge, it's only members only are the only ones allowed to stay here right now. Probably not due to open back up till at least October is what I'm hearing. But they're coming along with it. So. Now the Vanderbilt Beach Resort. Now their rooms have opened, so they're open. The only thing they're missing out on right now is their incredibly wonderful restaurant called the Turtle Tour. That is looking like sometime in the late fall before they finally open back up again. Wonderful restaurant, again, sits right on the beach. It is a restaurant that normally, especially for the holidays, if you didn't book it at least 8-9 months in advance, you are never ever going to be able to get in. Right back here is where the Turtle Club is getting built back up again. And of course, this is the Vanderbilt Beach Resort. So happy to announce their rooms have reopened again. Here's a really good idea, or a good show of what Hurricane did do. But again, to come down here on vacation in Southwest Florida. Back and forth, year after year. Well, now this takes us to 1911. 1911 is now the year that Baron Collier purchases a home down here in Southwest Florida. It's not a home like yours and mine. His home happens to be an island called Usepa Island, which happens to be north of Fort Myers. Now, he's really got footing down here, and it's, again, Baron Collier's timing couldn't be much better because less than 2 years later, the state of Florida is now starting. But this is going to be a very high-end, upscale, Four Seasons hotel. So a group out of California called the Athens Group and a gentleman by the name of Michael Bell did purchase all of this property for $363 million. And that is what they're doing to it. Due to open in the fall of 2024, and it's internationally good. So we'll just have to wait and see. And here comes those upwards of $30 million homes in front of you here on Cultural Boulevard. So I'll try to take it as slow as I can. All right, enjoy. Enjoy a little bit. All the homes you're about to see. Now, I wish I could take up and down some of these side roads, but again, a little bit too narrow for a big trolley to try to maneuver, but we're still going to see a couple of homes of significance anyway. This home coming up on our left, this used to be the old DuPont home. This was built in the 1920s, and over the years, as you can see, they added onto it quite well. Now, a lot of people said, well, I didn't know you could add on to a historic home. You can, as long as you can maintain its original integrity. You can add on to a historic home. Now, had I been able to make a right here at the stop sign, maybe the most historic part of Naples.
Well, here we are down at the Naples Pier, or what's left of it after the hurricane.
That's right. This is one of the most iconic symbols of Naples.
Yeah.
One of the absolute favorite places to come, whether you're a tourist, but maybe even more popular with people who live here.
Right.
People come here to fish when the pier is open.
Right.
to enjoy the beaches on either side of the pier and to enjoy beautiful, beautiful sunsets here in Naples. It's not unlikely that a whole community will say, let's gather up some of the neighbors and head down toward the beach right near the pier and enjoy the sunset.
That's what our neighborhood did just a few weeks ago.
That's right. So this is always a great stop, and it's nice that the trolley tour gets us right downtown in this area near the beach.
Right.
And there's a lot here to enjoy. And I can still see that there are some places that are being worked on that are right up near the beach that, like the pier, sustained some damage about 10 months ago. And I think a new plan has been put in now for the pier to be redeveloped.
They just voted on the new plan, so now it's just a matter of getting it done. It won't be ready for this season, but I hope that it'll be ready for next season.
Wouldn't that be fun? People will be looking forward to that. But you can still come out here and access the beach, access this very initial section of the pier walkway.
Right. The restrooms are still open, so there, you know, there's at least facilities here.
Right. And so I do see some people out here, some guys fishing down on the beach, and families that are starting to gather to enjoy the morning at the beach, and why not?
Oh, it's beautiful.
There's not a better spot than a beautiful white sandy beach in Southwest Florida.
Yeah, I don't know what's better, coming here early in the morning and enjoying this beautiful breeze that comes in off the Gulf, or whether you come here for the sunset and enjoy the same thing only with a light show.
That's right. And maybe bring, you know, a little dinner or snacks or something, and sit back, enjoy, and clap when the sun goes down. Another beautiful day.
It is.
I think you have to do both.
Well, you can.
Choose?
You
Why
can.
choose?
Why choose?
You don't have to make a choice. Do both. And I think it's great that we were able to come here even on the tour, and we'll show people a little bit more of where the tour winds up. We're not quite done yet.
Right. Almost there.
All right.
Bye.
Well, another really cute stop right across the street from the Naples Pier is the Palm House. And the Palm House and the grounds around it really make up what was the original first home built in Naples back in the 1890s. And so this is on the National Register for Historic Places. It's the home of the Naples Historical Society, and it's definitely worth a stop. So certainly encourage anybody who's interested in history and in understanding a lot of how Naples came to be, you might want to make a stop here at the Palm Cottage.
Really kind of neat. All right, so we'll make a left here onto historic 3rd Street. Our lovely concierge, I always will have to ring the bell for her. See if we can ask UPS. She does an absolutely fantastic job. Folks, the very, very first Tommy Bahamas restaurant ever built is going to be coming up on your left. Almost 30 years ago. Now, I wouldn't normally ring my bell, they would bring it back, but they're not even, they're doing a lot of cleaning anyway, they know it, so I won't even bother. Coming up on our right, this yellow building, Campiello's Restaurante. Not only is it a terrific Italian eatery, folks, it's very historic. That building was the very first commercial building ever built here in Naples, Florida. It was built in 1919. Back then, basically it was our grocery store / de facto bank, because there were no banks around. Directly in front of us, that is the Naples City Dock. Again, guys, would remind you a little bit of Tin City. Got a Tin City vibe. Only difference is they don't have all the shops that Tin City provides, but very similar. They do have a wonderful sightseeing tour. It's called Sweet Liberty. 53-foot, 44-passenger little cruise that you can take along the waterways, along with some wonderful fishing tours that you can do right back here. And last but certainly not least, you have the dock restaurant. And again, they were the last to reopen. They've only been reopened now about 3 months. Again, they were completely underwater, but dare I say, better than ever. I'm always running our Christmas parade show. So if you ever see the trolley, you're down here for Christmas. The man usually running our trolley down here.
Well, it's kind of nice that Fifth Avenue South is one of the final stops on the tour, not the total end, but
Right.
toward the end of the tour. Because if you're on the trolley and you've seen everything there is to see, getting
Right.
off here on Fifth Avenue South
Right.
is definitely a stop worth making.
It is, and then you don't have to get back on the trolley because you can just walk over to where you left your car right by the trolley station, and it's just down the street.
You can do that, or you can let them drive you back
Well, you
and
can.
come back here later for drinks and dinner or
Right.
something like that. Because once you're here, you'll get an idea of all of the shops and so many wonderful restaurants
Oh, yeah.
that line Fifth Avenue South in Naples. And there's something going on all the time.
There really is, and especially now, when it's not in season, some of these restaurants are having some really great deals. So if you're down here in the summer months, this is really the place to be.
That's true. And really all year long. You can come down here the second Thursday of the month for evenings on Fifth.
Sure.
You can come down around the holidays when there are special dining opportunities.
Well, there is, and it's also really nice to be walking around in shorts
sleeves
and, around December. That's great.
And there are outdoor dining opportunities everywhere you go. So I think you can't go wrong here. We'll try to get a little bit of the flavor of Fifth Avenue while
Right.
we're here, but it is a great stop, and it's really good to hear some of the background history and story about it while you're on the Naples Trolley.
That's a great idea.
All right.
Well, I'm really glad that we took this trolley tour today.
Really, it has turned out to be a lot of fun and very informational. I learned a lot.
This tour guide, Steve, he was great.
Absolutely. Rich, what was your favorite part of the tour?
I think my favorite part was going down by the pier, and I know it's just half of a pier right now, but I know what's coming, and it's going to be really great.
Oh, that's a really good point. I enjoyed going through some of the more traditional neighborhoods in Naples, close to the beach. Ones that really reflect the history and even the history of the architecture. We learned about some of the developers and why things happened the way they did. I picked up a lot of new information, and I really enjoyed that a lot.
Well, the whole thing was really a lot of fun, but when we're downtown, I happened to see one of our favorite restaurants, so I'm thinking maybe we should go home and make a reservation.
We'll be back, won't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'd love sharing this with all of the folks that watch us here on the channel and that may have an interest in selling, buying, or moving to Southwest Florida and to Naples. And if you're one of those folks, our information is right below this video. I'm Terry Pasquarelli, MVP Realty.
I'm Rich Pasquarelli, MVP Realty.
And we encourage you to reach out to us today. And because there is just so much to talk about here and see on Fifth Avenue, I think before you leave, to get the full picture of it, go look at the video here in this upper right-hand corner. It is the top reasons to visit Naples Fifth Avenue South. And we'll see you over there.
Bye now.